Hey Pisces, I need you to really tune in right now because what I am about to share with you is not just another reading. This is about someone in your life whose entire world has absolutely crumbled. I am talking about chaos, devastation, and consequences that they never saw coming. Their life has turned into something they cannot even recognize anymore. Divorce papers, threats, financial ruin, and this bizarre pattern of them constantly trying to keep tabs on what you are doing. And here's the thing that makes this reading so important. They want something from you, something specific, something they believe only you can give them right now. Before we get into the cards, I want you to think about someone from your past. Maybe an ex, maybe someone who treated you poorly, maybe someone who chose to walk away when things got difficult. I want you to hold that energy in your mind because the cards are about to reveal what is happening in their life right now, and more importantly, what they are desperately hoping to get from you. So I shuffled the deck with your energy and their situation in mind, and the cards that came through are telling such a clear story. We have got exactly 10 cards here that paint this complete picture of their chaos and what they want from you. Let me walk you through this because honestly, when I laid these cards out, even I was taken aback by how specific this energy is. The first card that came out is the Wheel of Fortune, and I have got to say, this card is showing me that their entire life has gone through this massive turn. Not just a little bump in the road, but like everything they thought was stable has completely shifted. The Wheel of Fortune is about cycles and fate and karma, and in this context, it is showing me that this person has hit a point where everything they did, every choice they made, has circled back to them in ways they never anticipated. When I look at this card in relation to their current situation, I am seeing someone who thought they were on top. They thought they had it all figured out. Maybe when they were with you or after they left you, they believed they were making the right moves. They felt confident, maybe even a bit superior about their choices. But the wheel has turned, Pisces. And it has turned hard. This is not just about minor inconveniences. This is about their whole life structure changing in ways that feel completely out of their control. The chaos they are experiencing right now is not random. The Wheel of Fortune is reminding us that what goes around absolutely comes around. This person made choices, treated people certain ways, operated with a certain energy, and now the universe is delivering the corresponding results. Their marriage is falling apart or already ended. Their financial situation has become precarious. People who they thought would always be there have turned against them. Opportunities they counted on have disappeared. And here's what really stands out to me about this wheel energy. This person is experiencing this as something happening to them, not something they created. They feel like a victim of circumstance. They are asking themselves, how did everything go so wrong so fast? They are not taking responsibility yet for the patterns they created. They are spinning, trying to figure out how to stop this downward momentum, and they keep coming back to one thought, you. In their mind, you represent something. Maybe you represent a time when things were more stable. Maybe you represent an energy they lost when they pushed you away. Maybe you are the one person they believe actually cared about them genuinely. Whatever it is, as their life spins into more chaos, they keep thinking about you. They keep wondering what you are doing. They keep checking your social media or asking mutual friends about you. They are almost obsessed with knowing how you are doing, because in some twisted way, your well-being or your current state makes them feel something about their own situation. The Wheel of Fortune here is also showing me that this person feels completely powerless. They are used to being in control, used to calling the shots, and now they are in a situation where they cannot control anything. And that powerlessness is terrifying to them. So they are grasping at anything that feels familiar. And unfortunately, that includes trying to maintain some kind of connection or awareness of you, even if it is just through watching from a distance. What they want from you right now, at this Wheel of Fortune level, is validation. They want to know that you are not doing amazingly without them. They want to know that maybe you still think about them. They want some evidence that their absence from your life has left a mark. Because if you are thriving, if you are happy, if you have moved on completely, that makes their own downfall feel even more devastating. Your happiness would be proof that they were not as important as they thought they were, and right now, their ego cannot handle that truth. But there is something else. The wheel turning also means potential for change, and deep down, there is a part of them that wonders if reaching out to you could somehow shift their luck. Like if they could reconnect with you, maybe things would start turning around. It is almost like they see you as some kind of lucky charm or grounding force that they lost when they lost you. This is not about love right now, Pisces. This is about desperation and trying to find anything that feels like it could stop the spinning. Now, the second card I pulled is the Six of Cups. And this one really adds a specific dimension to this reading because it is all about the past, nostalgia, and looking backward. This person is absolutely drowning in memories of you. With everything falling apart around them, they have retreated into the past because the present is too painful and the future looks too uncertain. The Six of Cups shows me someone who is romanticizing what you had together. They are remembering the good times, the moments of connection, the times when you made them feel safe or loved or understood. They are conveniently forgetting all the ways they messed up, all the hurt they caused, all the reasons why things ended. Their brain is literally rewriting history right now because facing the truth of how they treated you would mean facing another painful reality about themselves. And they are already dealing with too much pain. I am seeing them going through old photos, old messages, old memories. They might even be talking to friends or family about you, telling stories from your past together. They are stuck in this loop of what was and what could have been. And this is interesting because the Six of Cups often represents innocent love, pure connection, childhood sweetness. This person is taking the complexity and sometimes the toxicity of your actual relationship and reducing it down to this simple, innocent thing in their memory. When I tune into what they want from you through the energy of this card, it becomes clearer. They want to go back. They want a do-over. They want to somehow recapture what they had with you. But here's the thing. They do not want to recapture the real thing. They want to recapture their idealized, sanitized version of it. They want the comfort and the support and the love you gave them, but they have not done the work to deserve those things. They have not changed. They have not grown. They have not taken accountability. This Six of Cups energy shows me someone who might even reach out to you with messages that feel sweet or nostalgic. Things like, remember when we used to do this, or I was just thinking about that time when we laughed about something, or you were always so good at making me feel better when things got hard. They are testing the waters, seeing if you will respond to this trip down memory lane. They are hoping that you also have those rose-colored glasses on and might be willing to let them back into your life in some capacity. But I need you to hear this, Pisces. This nostalgia is not based in reality. This is not them genuinely missing the real you and the real relationship. This is them missing how you made them feel. They miss having someone who cared. They miss having emotional support. They miss having someone who believed in them. They do not miss the actual work and reciprocity and respect that a real relationship requires. The Six of Cups can also indicate that they are reaching out through indirect means. Maybe they are not texting you directly, but they are liking old photos on your social media. Maybe they are asking mutual friends about you in a way that seems casual, but is actually quite calculated. Maybe they are showing up in places they know you might be, making it seem like a coincidence. They want to create these opportunities for reconnection that feel organic and innocent, just like the energy of this card. What is really fascinating about this Six of Cups appearing here is that it shows their complete inability to move forward. While you have probably been doing the work, healing, growing, building a better life for yourself, they are literally stuck in the past. Their life is in chaos in the present. They are terrified of the future, so they escape to memories. And you feature prominently in those memories. because you represented a time before everything fell apart for them. They want you to be their safe place again. They want you to be the person who forgives and understands and gives them another chance. They want to believe that the past can somehow be recreated, that they can step back into that comfortable dynamic where you were giving and they were taking. The Six of Cups here is showing me someone who has learned absolutely nothing from their mistakes because they have not even acknowledged their mistakes. Instead, they have reframed everything as just circumstances that did not work out, timing that was off, external factors that got in the way. If they do reach out to you, which this card suggests they want to do, or maybe already are doing in subtle ways, they will probably frame it in very gentle, nostalgic terms. They are not going to come at you with demands or aggression. They are going to try to pull on your heartstrings. They are going to try to remind you of the connection you had. They are going to try to make you feel like maybe you two had something special that is worth revisiting. Let me pull the third card because we need to see more about their actual situation. Okay, I just drew the Four of Wands, and this is really interesting because typically the Four of Wands is about celebration, stability, harmony, home, and happy relationships. But when I look at this card in the context of everything else we are seeing, this is showing me what they lost. This is showing me what their life used to look like or what they thought they were building. The Four of Wands represents that stable home life, that feeling of having arrived, that sense of community and support and celebration. This person had this or thought they had this. Maybe they left you and immediately jumped into a new relationship that seemed perfect on the surface. Maybe they got married or moved in with someone or created this picture-perfect life that they showed off to everyone. They had the house, the partner, the social circle, the outward appearance of success and happiness. But here's what the cards are telling me. That Four of Wands structure has completely collapsed. The stability is gone. The harmony is shattered. The celebration has turned into conflict. If they got divorced, like the reading suggested, this card is literally showing me the breakdown of that home and partnership they thought was so solid. If they are still technically together with someone, the energy is dead. There is no joy, no celebration, no real connection anymore. What I find really revealing about this card appearing here is that it shows their life looked good from the outside. They were probably posting on social media about their amazing relationship or their beautiful home or their wonderful life. People probably looked at them and thought they had it all figured out. Maybe you even saw these posts and felt a twinge of sadness or jealousy, wondering why they got to be so happy after hurting you. But the Four of Wands here, in this reading about chaos and ruin, is telling me that it was all a facade. The foundation was never solid. They built this life quickly, probably as a reaction to or escape from whatever they were dealing with internally. Maybe they jumped into a new relationship to avoid dealing with their feelings about you. Maybe they made big life moves to prove something to themselves or others. Maybe they created this outward image of success to hide their inner emptiness. And now it has all come crashing down. The home is broken. The relationship is over or dying. The community that they thought would always be there has seen the cracks and backed away. The stability they counted on has proven to be completely unstable because it was built on sand, not rock. They are experiencing the consequences of building a life based on image rather than substance, based on escape rather than genuine growth. When I connect this Four of Wands to what they want from you, I am seeing something specific. They want you to help them rebuild. They want you to be part of creating new stability in their life. They see you as someone who represents genuine connection, as opposed to the superficial connection they had with whoever they are with or were with. They remember that with you, things felt more real, even if they were complicated. This person is essentially homeless in an emotional sense right now. Even if they have a physical place to live, they do not have a home. They do not have that feeling of belonging and safety and celebration that the Four of Wands represents. And in their mind, you could provide that. You could be the foundation for them to rebuild on. You could be the person who helps them create stability again. But here's what you need to understand, Pisces. They want to use you as a building block for their life without actually valuing you as a whole person. They want the stability and support you provide, but they are not offering anything real in return. They are not offering genuine change or growth or accountability. They just want to stop feeling like their life is falling apart, and they think you could make them feel better. The Four of Wands can also represent nostalgia for a time of celebration and joy, which ties back to that Six of Cups energy. They are remembering times with you when things felt easier, lighter, more hopeful. They are comparing those memories to their current situation, where every day feels like a struggle and everything feels heavy and complicated. They want to return to that feeling of ease, and they associate that feeling with you. What they do not understand or do not want to face is that the reason their Four of Wands energy collapsed is because of their own choices and patterns. They did not maintain the relationships that mattered. They did not build on solid ground. They did not invest in real connection and growth. They took shortcuts and made selfish choices, and now they are paying the price. But instead of doing the internal work to become someone capable of creating real stability, they want to grab onto you as a quick fix. The fourth card I am pulling is the Chariot, and this one is adding an interesting layer because the Chariot is about willpower, determination, moving forward, being in control, and having direction. But in this reading, I am seeing this card represent what they are desperately trying to do versus what is actually happening. This person wants so badly to take control of their situation. They want to steer their life back on course. They want to move forward with determination and power. They are probably telling themselves and others that they have got this, that they are going to turn things around, that they just need to stay focused and push through. The Chariot energy is about harnessing opposing forces and directing them toward your goals. But here's what I am really picking up. Their chariot is broken. The wheels are falling off. The horses are pulling in different directions. They are trying to maintain this image of being in control and having a plan, but internally, they are absolutely panicking. The chaos around them is too much. The consequences are too severe. The problems are multiplying faster than they can address them. When someone's life falls apart, like this person's has, there is often this phase where they try to power through it. They try to force solutions. They try to dominate the situation through sheer will. That is what the Chariot energy can look like in its unbalanced form. This person is probably working overtime to fix their reputation, to salvage their relationships, to stabilize their finances, to make their life look functional again. They are exhausted from the effort of trying to hold everything together. And here is where you come in. In their mind, having you back in their life in some way would be a win. It would be proof that they can still attract good people. It would be evidence that they are not completely irredeemable. It would be a trophy they could hold up to themselves and others that says, "See, I am not that bad. This amazing person still wants to be connected to me." The Chariot is also about competition and proving yourself and coming out victorious. Part of what they want from you is to feel like they won. If they can get you back in any capacity, whether that is as a friend, a confidant, a romantic partner, or just someone who responds to their messages, they feel like they have achieved something. They feel like despite everything falling apart, they still have this power over you or this connection to you. I am also seeing with this Chariot energy that they might be trying to rush things. The Chariot moves fast. It is action-oriented. They do not want to sit with their feelings or do the slow work of healing and growth. They want quick fixes and immediate results. So if they are reaching out to you or planning to reach out to you, they are not thinking about taking things slow or rebuilding trust gradually. They are thinking about how quickly they can reestablish a connection and how fast they can get back to feeling like their life has some direction. What is really important for you to understand is that the Chariot, while powerful, can also represent someone who is forcing things that are not meant to be forced. They are trying to control outcomes instead of allowing natural processes to unfold. They are trying to steer their life in a direction that might not be right for them. because they are more concerned with looking successful than with genuine well-being. Their desire for you is mixed up with their desire to feel in control again. You represent something manageable to them. A potential relationship or connection with you feels like something they could navigate, unlike the chaos of divorce or financial problems or whatever threats they are dealing with. You feel like familiar territory. You feel like something they understand. And right now, when everything else in their life feels foreign and overwhelming, that familiarity is incredibly appealing. But I need you to really hear this. Their chariot is heading toward a cliff. They have not actually dealt with any of the core issues that created their problems. They have not changed their patterns or healed their wounds or grown as a person. They are just trying to power forward with the same broken tools and limited awareness that got them into this mess. If you were to get back in their chariot with them, you would be along for a very painful ride that ends in another crash. Let me draw the fifth card to see more about what is really going on with them. I just pulled the Lovers, and okay, this is absolutely fascinating because the Lovers is obviously about relationships, choices, partnerships, and alignment. In a reading about what someone wants from you, this card is incredibly direct. The Lovers is showing me that this person wants a romantic reconnection with you. Not just friendship, not just occasional contact. They want the possibility of love with you again. They want to explore whether you two could be together again. Now, this might sound confusing given that their life is in chaos and they might still be legally married or just freshly divorced or dealing with all these other problems. But that is exactly the point. When everything else is falling apart, people often retreat to what felt safest and most loving in their past. For this person, you represented something genuine. The Lover's card is about true partnership, about soulmate energy, about connections that feel destined or significant. Deep down, beneath all their bad choices and ego and dysfunction, this person knows that what they had with you was real. They know that you actually cared about them in a way that maybe no one else has since. The Lovers is also about choices. This card is reminding us that this person made a choice to leave you or push you away or mess up your relationship. They chose something else over you. Maybe they chose someone who seemed more exciting, more convenient, more aligned with what they thought they wanted at the time. Maybe they chose their ego or their fear or their dysfunction over doing the work to make things work with you. And now, facing the consequences of those choices, they are realizing what they lost. There is regret here, Pisces. Real regret. The Lovers appearing in this position tells me that they understand, at least on some level, that they gave up something precious. They had the real thing with you, and they did not value it properly. They took it for granted. And now that they are experiencing relationships that are superficial, or toxic, or just completely broken, they can see the contrast. They can see what they had with you and what they threw away. What they want from you through this Lover's energy is another chance at that real connection. They want to see if the magic is still there. They want to know if you still have feelings for them. They want to explore the possibility of building something together again. And here's the complicated part. Their feelings might actually be genuine. The Lovers is not typically a card of manipulation or deception. This person might truly have realized that they love you or that they never stopped loving you. But genuine feelings are not enough. The Lovers is also about alignment and making choices that serve your highest good. Just because this person has feelings for you does not mean that being with them would be right for you. Just because they have realized what they lost does not mean they have become someone capable of honoring what they had. Feelings without changed behavior are just feelings. Regret without real growth is just nostalgia. The Lovers can also indicate that they are presenting you with a choice. They might reach out with some kind of proposition or confession or request. They might tell you that they have always loved you, that they made a mistake, that they want another chance. They might be very romantic and persuasive about it. They might say all the things you maybe once wished they would say. And that is going to put you in a position of having to choose. Do you believe them? Do you give them another chance? Do you risk getting hurt again for the possibility of having that connection back? I am also seeing with this lover's energy that they might be idealizing you in their mind right now. When the lovers appears, it can represent this tendency to see someone as perfect or as the one or as the answer to all your problems. They are comparing you to whoever they are with or were with, and you are winning that comparison by a mile. You are the one who actually cared. You are the one who was genuine. You are the one who understood them. You are the one who could have made them better. This idealization is dangerous, though, because it is not based on you as you actually are right now. It is based on who you were in their memory and who they need you to be for their narrative. They need you to be the one who got away. They need you to be the potential salvation of their chaotic life. They need you to be proof that they are capable of real love and real connection. That is a lot of pressure and a lot of projection to put on someone. What I want you to really consider here is that the lovers is about partnership. And partnership requires two whole, healthy people choosing each other from a place of alignment and readiness. This person is neither whole nor healthy right now. They are broken and chaotic and desperate. A relationship that starts from that place is not the divine partnership that the lovers represents. It is a rescue mission that will drain you and ultimately fail. The sixth card is death. And I have to tell you, when this card comes up in a reading like this, it is actually one of the most important cards we can see. Death is not about literal death. It is about transformation, endings, profound change, and the need to let go of what no longer serves you. In the context of this person's situation, the death card is confirmation of everything we have been seeing. Their old life is dead. The person they were, the life they built, the relationships they had, the identity they carried, it is all gone. This is not temporary chaos that they can bounce back from easily. This is a complete dismantling. The death card represents the end of a major chapter, and for this person, multiple chapters are ending simultaneously. Their marriage is dead or dying. Their financial stability is dead. Their reputation might be damaged beyond repair. Their old friend groups might have abandoned them. Their sense of who they are is completely shattered. When I look at the death card in relation to what they want from you, I am seeing something very specific and very important for you to understand. They want you to be part of their rebirth. The death card is not just about endings. It is also about what comes after. It is about the phoenix rising from the ashes. It is about transformation and new beginnings. This person is going through a death of their old self, and they are thinking about who they want to become and what they want their new life to look like, and you are part of that vision. They are imagining a future where they have learned from their mistakes, where they have become a better person, where they have transformed into someone worthy of you. They might even be doing some of the work. Maybe they are in therapy, maybe they are reading self-help books, maybe they are really reflecting on their patterns and trying to understand where they went wrong. The death card can indicate genuine transformation is possible. But here is what I am really picking up. They want you to be witness to and participant in their transformation before it is actually complete. They want you there during the messy middle part. They want you to support them through their darkness. They want you to believe in their potential to change. They want you to invest in who they could become, rather than holding them accountable for who they have been. The death card is also showing me that they cannot move forward without releasing the past. And part of the past they cannot release is you. You are haunting them. The unfinished business between you two is preventing them from fully stepping into their new life. They feel like they need closure or reconnection or reconciliation with you before they can truly move on. So what they want from you might also be some kind of resolution. They want a conversation. They want to explain themselves. They want to apologize. They want to hear how you feel. They want to clear the air. Now, this might sound healthy on the surface, but I want you to be careful here. Sometimes when people are going through major death card transformations, they want to make amends as part of their healing journey, which is actually more about them feeling better than about genuinely repairing what they broke. They want the relief of being forgiven. They want the ego boost of knowing you do not hate them. They want to check you off their list of people they need to make things right with. The Death card is also about inevitability and things that cannot be stopped. Their life falling apart was inevitable based on the choices they were making. The consequences they are experiencing are the natural result of their actions. And in some ways, their desire to reach out to you or reconnect with you is also feeling inevitable to them. They feel pulled toward you in a way they cannot fully explain or resist. You represent both their past and their potential future. And in this in-between death space they are in, that is incredibly compelling. What I want you to really sit with is that the Death card is asking for surrender. It is asking for acceptance of what is ending. It is asking for trust in the transformation process. But this person has not fully surrendered yet. They are still trying to control their metamorphosis. They are still trying to dictate what dies and what stays. They are still trying to avoid the full pain of their losses. And that means their transformation is incomplete. If they reach out to you with talk of how much they have changed, how different they are now, how they have learned so much, I need you to be skeptical. Real Death card transformation takes time. It takes being fully in the darkness before you can emerge into the light. It takes sitting with your pain and your shame and your regrets until you have genuinely metabolized them. Most people try to rush this process because it is so uncomfortable, but rushing it means the transformation is not real or lasting. The 7th card I am drawing is the Ten of Swords. And wow, Pisces, this card is intense, but it makes so much sense with everything we have been seeing. The Ten of Swords is about betrayal, backstabbing, hitting rock bottom, complete defeat, and feeling absolutely devastated. This card is literally showing someone face down with 10 swords in their back. It is the most dramatic representation of being destroyed and having nowhere to go but up. This is how this person feels right now. They feel completely defeated. They feel betrayed by life, by the people around them, by their own choices. They feel like every possible thing that could go wrong has gone wrong. The threats they are receiving, whether legal threats or threats from people they wronged, or just the threat of complete social and financial ruin, feels like swords, stabbing them from every direction. They cannot defend themselves. They cannot escape. They are pinned down by their circumstances. The Ten of Swords is rock bottom, and this person is there. This is not them exaggerating or being dramatic. They are genuinely in the worst situation they have ever experienced. Everything they feared has come to pass. Every consequence they tried to avoid has caught up with them. Every person they hurt has stopped protecting them. Every lie they told has been exposed. They are experiencing the full weight of their karma all at once. When I tune into what they want from you through this Ten of Swords energy, I am seeing something that might be hard to hear, but you need to know. They want you to save them. They want you to be the one person who will reach down into their pit of despair and pull them out. They want you to be their lifeline when they are drowning. They want you to prove that they are not completely alone and abandoned in their darkest hour. The Ten of Swords can also represent the end of suffering. It is the worst it can get, which means the only direction is up. This person might be reaching the point where they have lost everything they can lose, where they have hit the absolute bottom, and now they are ready to start the climb back up. And they want you to be part of that journey upward. They want you to be there for the comeback story. They want you to witness their resilience and recovery. But here is what is really important about the Ten of Swords. It is a card about necessary endings and necessary pain. Sometimes we have to be completely defeated before we are willing to change. Sometimes we have to lose everything before we understand what truly matters. Sometimes we have to feel the full consequence of our actions before we are ready to make different choices. This person's Ten of Swords moment is actually a gift from the universe, even though it absolutely does not feel like one to them. The question is whether they will use this rock bottom moment for genuine transformation, or whether they will just want to get out of the pain as quickly as possible and return to their old patterns. The Ten of Swords can be a catalyst for real change, but only if the person is willing to do the difficult work of understanding how they got there and what needs to be different going forward. What they want from you might be rescue, but what they need is to sit with this pain long enough to learn from it. They need to feel the full weight of what they did and who they were. They need to understand the patterns that brought them to this place. And they need to build themselves back up from the ground, not have someone else do that work for them. I am also picking up that the Ten of Swords represents the spying and monitoring behavior. They are watching you from this position of defeat and desperation. They are checking your social media, asking about you, trying to gather information about your life. And they are doing this because seeing you doing well without them feels like another sword in the back. Your happiness and success and moving forward is evidence of how badly they messed up. It makes their own situation feel even more painful in contrast. There is almost a masochistic quality to how they keep tabs on you. They know it hurts to see you thriving, but they cannot stop themselves from looking. They are torturing themselves with the reality of what they lost. And in some twisted way, they might even hope to see evidence that you are also struggling or still affected by them, because that would make them feel less alone in their suffering. The eighth card I am pulling is the Nine of Cups. And this is really interesting because the Nine of Cups is traditionally the wish card. It is about getting what you want, emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, contentment, and having your dreams come true. So why is this card appearing in a reading about someone whose life is in ruins? What the Nine of Cups is showing me is what this person wants. It is showing me their wish, their fantasy, their ideal outcome for all of this chaos they are experiencing. And that wish, Pisces, involves you. They are fantasizing about a scenario where everything works out and you are central to that fantasy. They are imagining getting you back and that being the turning point where their life starts to improve. The Nine of Cups is someone sitting contentedly with 9 golden cups arranged around them. It is satisfaction and fulfillment. This person is imagining a future where they are satisfied and fulfilled, and you are one of those cups. You represent emotional richness that they want in their life. They are wishing for you. They are daydreaming about you. They are visualizing scenarios where you two reconnect and it is beautiful and healing and everything falls into place. In their Nine of Cups fantasy, they have learned from their mistakes, and you are willing to forgive them and give them another chance. The chemistry is still there. The love is still there. And this time, they do things right. This time, they appreciate you. This time, they show up fully. This time, they become the partner you deserved all along. And with you by their side, their whole life starts to improve. The chaos settles, the threats disappear, the financial problems resolve. Everything gets better because they got their wish, which is you. But here is what you need to understand about the Nine of Cups. It can also represent wishful thinking. It can represent someone who is so focused on what they want that they are not dealing with reality. This person wants you, but they have not actually done the work to deserve you. They wish things were different, but wishing does not create change. They fantasize about a beautiful reunion, but fantasy is not the same as reality. The Nine of Cups can also be a card of entitlement. The figure in the card has their arms crossed, looking smug and satisfied, as if they deserve to have everything they want. There might be an element of this person believing that they should get you back, that it is only fair that they have suffered enough and now they deserve their reward. They might feel entitled to your forgiveness or your attention or another chance simply because they want it badly enough. What they want from you, through this Nine of Cups energy, is to make their wish come true. They want you to be open to reconnection. They want you to respond if they reach out. They want you to consider giving them another chance. They want you to be moved by their situation and their regret and their desire for you. They want to manifest this fantasy they have been holding in their mind where you two end up together, and it is everything they have been wishing for. I am also seeing that the Nine of Cups can represent emotional manipulation. Not necessarily conscious manipulation, but they might present their feelings for you in a way that is designed to get an emotional response from you. They might tell you that thinking about you is the only thing getting them through their hard times. They might say that you are the only person who truly understood them. They might paint this picture of how you are their wish, their dream, the one who got away. And all of this is designed, whether consciously or unconsciously, to pull on your heartstrings and make you feel special and needed. The thing about the Nine of Cups is that it is focused on personal satisfaction. This is not about what is best for you or what you need or what would actually create a healthy relationship. This is about what they want and what would make them feel good and satisfied and fulfilled. Your role in their Nine of Cups scenario is to fulfill their wish, to be the prize they win, to be the emotional satisfaction they have been craving. The ninth card is the Ten of Cups. And now this is really painting a complete picture, because after the Nine of Cups, which is about personal wishes and satisfaction, the Ten of Cups is about the ultimate happy ending. This is the card of happily ever after, emotional fulfillment in relationships, loving family, harmony, and bliss. The Ten of Cups shows a couple with their children, looking up at a rainbow with 10 cups arcing across the sky. It is everything good about partnership and commitment and shared life. So what is this card doing in this reading? It is showing me the ultimate fantasy this person has about you. They do not just want to reconnect with you casually. They do not just want temporary comfort or validation. They want the whole fairy tale. They want to build a life with you. They want marriage or committed partnership. They might even be imagining having children with you or building a family with you. They want the Ten of Cups happy ending with you specifically. This is actually quite revealing because it shows how serious their feelings and intentions are, at least in their mind. They are not just thinking about a hookup or a casual relationship to boost their ego during their difficult time. They are imagining a real future with you. They are seeing you as potential life partner material. They are thinking about the long term. In their most hopeful moments, they are visualizing the two of you creating the kind of loving, harmonious relationship that the Ten of Cups represents. Now, you might be thinking, how can someone whose life is in such chaos be thinking about building a future with anyone? And that is exactly the point. The Ten of Cups represents an escape fantasy for them. Their current reality is the opposite of the Ten of Cups. It is divorce and conflict and disharmony and broken relationships. So they are escaping into this fantasy of what could be with you because it is so far removed from what they are actually experiencing. The Ten of Cups is showing me that they believe you could give them the stable, loving, harmonious relationship they failed to create elsewhere. They think that with you, they could have the real thing. They remember or imagine that you two had the foundation for something truly special, and if they could just get back to that, they could build the life they actually want. A life filled with love and emotional security and genuine partnership. What they want from you is to share this vision. They want you to also imagine what a future together could look like. They want you to dream with them about the possibilities. They want you to believe that despite everything that has happened, you two could still create something beautiful together. They might even present specific plans or ideas about how you could make this work, where you would live, how you would build your life together, what your relationship would look like. But here is where I need to be really direct with you, Pisces. The Ten of Cups is a beautiful card, but it represents something that must be built with consistent effort, healthy communication, mutual respect, genuine partnership, and both people being whole and healed. It cannot be used as an escape from current problems. It cannot be a fantasy that you retreat into when reality is too difficult. You cannot build the Ten of Cups with someone who is in Ten of Swords energy. The foundation is not there. This person wants the outcome without doing the work. They want the destination without taking the journey. They want the reward without earning it. They see you as the shortcut to happiness and fulfillment. If they can just be with you, everything will be okay. But that is not how real Ten of Cups relationships are created. Those relationships require two people who have done their inner work, who show up with integrity, who can communicate and compromise and build together from a place of wholeness. I am also picking up that the Ten of Cups can represent a promise they might make to you. They might promise you the world. They might tell you that this time will be different, that they will give you everything you deserve, that they will create the relationship and life you have always wanted. They will paint such a beautiful picture of what your future together could be. And it might be very tempting to believe them because that vision is so appealing. But promises are just words. The Ten of Cups is not created through promises. It is created through actions, through showing up day after day, through making good choices consistently, through treating your partner with love and respect, even when things get difficult. This person has a track record of not doing those things. Until they have actually demonstrated changed behavior over time, their Ten of Cups promises are just wishful thinking and manipulation, even if they genuinely believe them in the moment. The 10th and final card I am pulling is the Six of Pentacles, and this card really brings everything together in terms of what they actually want from you right now. The Six of Pentacles is about charity, generosity, giving and receiving, sharing resources, and the balance of power in relationships. It shows someone giving coins to people who are less fortunate, sharing their wealth with those who need it. In this context, the Six of Pentacles is showing me that this person wants you to be generous with them. They want you to give them what they need right now, whether that is emotional support, a second chance, forgiveness, attention, or actual resources. They are in the position of the person receiving in this card. They have nothing to offer right now. Their life is a mess. They are the one with empty hands reaching out, and they want you to be the one with resources who is willing to share. This is really important for you to understand because it reveals the power dynamic they are hoping for. The Six of Pentacles is not about equal exchange right now. It is about one person having what the other person needs and choosing to be charitable. They are hoping you will look at their situation with compassion and decide to help them despite everything that has happened between you. They are hoping your good heart will make you willing to give them something they desperately need. Now, the Six of Pentacles can be a positive card about healthy generosity and helping others when you have the capacity to do so. But in this reading, I am seeing it more as someone who is taking advantage of someone else's generous nature. They know you are a kind person. They know you have a big heart. They know you are the type who wants to help people who are struggling. And they are counting on that aspect of your personality to make you receptive to their reach-out attempts. What they want from you through this Six of Pentacles energy is so specific. They want your resources. This might be emotional resources like your time, attention, energy, compassion, and support. But it might also be actual tangible resources. Depending on how bad their financial situation is, they might even be hoping you could help them in practical ways. They might need a place to stay temporarily. They might need money. They might need connections or help with their work situation. The Six of Pentacles is very much about material exchange as well as emotional exchange. I need you to hear this clearly. They are in a taking position right now, not a giving position. The Six of Pentacles shows an imbalanced dynamic where one person is in power and the other is dependent. If you were to reconnect with this person in their current state, you would be the one doing all the giving. You would be the one providing support and resources and energy. They have nothing to give back because they are completely depleted and broken. This is not a foundation for a healthy relationship. The Six of Pentacles in a relationship context can indicate codependency or one person being the perpetual caretaker while the other person is the perpetual taker. It can represent someone who comes to you only when they need something, who sees you as a resource rather than as a partner. And based on everything we have seen in this reading, that is exactly what is happening here. They want you to be generous with your forgiveness. They want you to overlook all the ways they hurt you and focus instead on their current suffering. They want you to give them the benefit of the doubt. They want you to believe in their potential to change. They want you to invest your emotional energy into helping them heal and transform. They want you to give them another chance, even though they have not earned it. They want you to be the bigger person and extend charity to them in their time of need. The Six of Pentacles can also represent the ongoing spying and monitoring behavior in a new light. They are watching what you have, what you are doing, what your life looks like. They are comparing their lack to your abundance. Even if you do not feel abundant, compared to their current situation of loss and chaos, you appear to have so much, and they want some of that. They want to be included in your life. They want access to your energy and your stability and your resources. There is almost a sense of them feeling that you owe them something. The Six of Pentacles can have this energy of entitlement, like they deserve to receive from you because of your shared history, or because they are in such a difficult situation, or because they have realized how much they value you. But you do not owe them anything, Pisces. Their life falling apart is not your responsibility. Their needs and wants are not your obligation to fulfill. What I really want you to take away from this Six of Pentacles card is that if they reach out, they will be asking you for something. They will not be offering you anything real or valuable. They will be in need, and they will want you to meet that need. And they will probably frame it in ways that make it seem like helping them is the compassionate, kind thing to do. They might even guilt trip you subtly by talking about how much they are suffering and how you are one of the only people who could understand or help. Okay, so let me bring all of this together for you, Pisces, because we have covered so much ground with these 10 cards, and I want to make sure you have a clear picture of what is actually happening here and what you should do with this information. This person's life has absolutely fallen apart. We are not talking about minor setbacks. We are talking about divorce or relationship destruction, financial ruin, threats from people they have wronged, their reputation being damaged, their whole world turning upside down. The Wheel of Fortune showed us how dramatically things have turned for them. The Ten of Swords showed us they are at rock bottom. The Four of Wands showed us that the stability they thought they had was just an illusion that collapsed. The Death card showed us that major transformations and endings are happening, whether they are ready or not. And in the midst of all this chaos and devastation, they keep thinking about you. The Six of Cups showed us they are lost in nostalgia and memories of what you had together. The Chariot showed us they are desperately trying to regain control, and they see reconnecting with you as a potential win. The Lovers showed us they have genuine feelings and want to explore the possibility of being with you again. The Nine of Cups and Ten of Cups showed us they are actively fantasizing about a future with you, imagining that you could give them the happy ending they are craving. What they want from you, ultimately, is spelled out in that final Six of Pentacles card. They want you to be generous with them. They want your resources, your time, your energy, your emotional support, your second chance, your forgiveness. They want you to help them rebuild. They want you to be part of their recovery and transformation. They want you to fulfill their wishes and fantasies about what a relationship with you could be like. They want you to save them from their current situation and give them something stable and loving to hold on to. Now, here is what you need to understand about all of this. Their feelings might be genuine. Their regret might be real. Their suffering is definitely real. But none of that means that reconnecting with them is the right choice for you. In fact, based on everything the cards are showing, it would be a mistake to let them back into your life in any significant way right now. They are not in a position to be a healthy partner. They are broken and desperate and in survival mode. They have not done the deep work of transformation that the Death card is calling them to do. They are still trying to escape their pain rather than sitting with it and learning from it. They want you to be their shortcut to feeling better, their quick fix, their rescue plan. But that is not love. That is not partnership. That is using someone to avoid facing yourself. The spying and monitoring behavior that the reading mentioned is controlling and unhealthy. The fact that they cannot let you go, even as their life falls apart, shows that they are more attached to what you represent than to who you actually are. They are projecting their needs and wishes onto you, rather than seeing you clearly and respecting your boundaries. If they do reach out to you, and based on this reading, I would say it is likely they will try at some point, you need to be very careful about how you respond. Do not let their suffering guilt you into giving them access to your life and your energy. Do not let their promises of change convince you before you see actual evidence of change sustained over time. Do not let their romantic words and nostalgic memories make you forget why things did not work out before. You have moved forward with your life. You have healed. You have grown. You have built something stable for yourself. Their chaos is not your responsibility. Their transformation is work they need to do alone, not work you should help them with at the expense of your own peace and well-being. The Six of Pentacles is calling you to be wise about where you direct your generosity, and to make sure you are not giving to someone who will just drain you without ever being able to reciprocate. The universe is showing you clearly, through these cards, what is happening with this person, so that you can make an informed choice. You have the power here. You have the stability. You have done the work. Do not let someone who is drowning pull you under with them. Do not confuse their need for you with them being ready for you. These are two very different things. What I would suggest is that if they do reach out, you maintain strong boundaries. You can be compassionate from a distance without getting involved. You can wish them well without inviting them back into your life. You can acknowledge their suffering without making it your problem to solve. And honestly, you can also just not respond at all. You do not owe them your time or attention or explanation, especially if they have hurt you in the past. This reading has revealed their inner world and their intentions so clearly. They want you. They are thinking about you. They are hoping for reconnection. But what they want is not necessarily what is best for either of you. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for someone is to let them figure out their own life without you being their crutch or their escape. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to protect your peace and your energy from people who would drain it, no matter how much they are suffering. You deserve someone who comes to you from a place of wholeness, not someone who comes to you from a place of desperation. You deserve someone who has genuinely transformed, not someone who is just wishing they could be different. You deserve someone who can give as much as they receive, not someone who only knows how to take. The cards are showing you that this person is not that someone right now, and may not be that someone ever if they do not do real, sustained work on themselves. Trust yourself, Pisces. Trust your intuition. Trust your healing journey. You have come so far. Do not let someone else's chaos pull you backward. This reading was meant to give you clarity and empower you to make the choice that serves your highest good. And I really hope it has done that. So that is the complete reading for you. Let me just count up the cards we used to make sure everything is clear. We had the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups, Four of Wands, the Chariot, the Lovers, Death, Ten of Swords, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, and Six of Pentacles. That is exactly 10 cards, each one adding crucial information about this person's situation and what they want from you. I hope this reading has given you the insight and clarity you needed, Pisces. Remember that you are in control of your own life and your own choices. This person's chaos is their journey to navigate. You just focus on continuing to build your beautiful life and protecting your peace, sending you so much love and strength for whatever comes next.